crazy how one item can completely change out. Look at that view, man. What is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. I appreciate you all joining me in today's video and joining me here inside the garage. If you look behind me, guys, there's an extraordinarily rare scene. The garage has been cleaned and organized for the most part. There's still a lot more to go. We got a new table here. We built this wheel storage rack up there. I didn't quite take into account those 2x4s, so they are kind of pushing the wheels off a little bit, but it's still holding it. It's secured. Built another shelf there. We got another table over here since that one over there is starting to get cluttered up. And STI gets a little bit more breathing room finally. Never mind all that, guys. This right here is our focal point. This is the head unit by Idoing. This is for 2011 to 2014 WRX STIs. Outward appearance, the box doesn't really give you much, just random info. But let's go ahead and take a peek at the inside of one of these Subarus. Let me just show you guys what we're dealing with. Look at that, guys. This is the factory head unit. We got a CD player over here, tiny little LCD screen, buttons. What year is this? Now you know why we're swapping out that head unit for this bad boy over here. All right, let's go ahead, unbox this thing. Now, pretty nicely packaged. A card, more packaging. Looks like we got our cables over here. All right. Damn, dude, look at that. Well, I guess it doesn't look that great if it's in a plastic wrap. Woo! This thing is massive. Now, supposedly this is supposed to be plug and play. We're about to find out how true that is in a little bit. But over here, we have all of our included wiring and harnesses that came with the new Idoing head unit. Now, there's a lot of them you probably don't even need to use, but we'll start off with the ones that I know. This right here is the GPS. You can see it has the brass fitting there. This one will go up here. You can see the letters kind of stamped there. It says GPS. These over here are just USB ports. They give you a single option, or you can go with the double option. I'm back and forth between which one I want to use. This one might be an antenna adapter. Some of them are labeled. This says mic, and we do have included a mic here. Kind of neat, but I'm just going to use the factory Bluetooth mic. This I have no clue what it is. Not 100% sure. This I have a feeling has something to do with maybe an amp or something, because these are labeled. They go into this harness. Another one, I'm not quite sure what it is. I think it's the 4G antenna or something, because it has a brass fitting and it's labeled right there, 4G GPS. That could be it, but we're not even worried about this stuff, guys. I'm gonna use the GPS, the USB ports, and that might be it. Everything else should just plug in from old into new directly. Take this out. Pop this, we'll pop it off. Oh, it just clips. Put that to the side. We got some screws here. Here's the important part I want to talk about, guys. The factory harnesses. You got 1, 2, 3, and 4 going in there. Here's the one from the kit. This is the USB, I'm assuming for the CarPlay. Kind of just ran it inside through there and fished it through the glove box. Ideally, it would have been nice to fish it maybe through here, but it's alright. It's not a big deal. I already tested out the head unit, guys. Everything works. It functions. I tested the calling. I'll go over all that stuff in a little bit. I wanted to show you the old one we have here. This is the block, the original factory head unit, and here is the new one. Look how much smaller and thinner this guy is. Look at that screen, baby. We have the GPS in, attached it right there. We removed the vents from the original trim piece over here, the radio bezel. This is it. You guys see, we flocked it. I kind of want to do the same thing to the trim piece and the gauge hood. Alright, hopefully you guys can see the wiring here. But we have our main harnesses here. I'm gonna unplug them right now. This is our USB dongle. This is our GPS. We hooked that up to the top of this. And let's just go ahead and start pulling out some wiring harnesses. Shouldn't be that many. Oh, it's hot. That's hot. It's 2, it's 3. This is the USB dongle. So hopefully you got a good view here. But we got one goes up here, the main harness. This guy down here. This guy, whoops, goes up here. And we have this guy that goes at the end. Make sure they're in there, they're clipped in. This one I don't think went anywhere. You gotta make sure they click into place, guys. There we go. Everything else is in place. So let's push it back in. We have installed our Idoing head unit over here. We swapped over our factory vents from the radio bezel onto this one. That looks way better than the factory one. So this has like a little protective film on it. We'll take that off when we're all wrapped up with this, guys. All right, let's go ahead and turn it on. Make sure all our functions are working. Why does that look 1,000 times better than factory? And you're greeted with this home screen over here, guys. Remember, this is just an Android tablet, so there we go. We have our settings over here. We can connect to our Wi-Fi, go to our device. We have sound, keypad tone. You could have, start on the main screen. We have navigation. This only works if you plugged in the GPS unit that we put on the box back there. That'll work. Radio, of course. Look at that, guys. Radio is functioning just fine. And actually the sounds probably a little bit better. And we have our date. This is set time automatically, date, time, time zone, all that good stuff. And of course our music, but you know, we're not hooked up right now. One of the nice bits over here, guys, is sound tuning. Customize the sound. You can spend a bunch of time with messing with the settings over here. Just find whatever works best. This is still an Android tablet, guys. It's just nicely fitted on our 2013 STI. If you have any questions or anything, leave them down below. Idoing head unit for 2008s to 2014 Subaru STIs and WRXs. Check them out at f1truckmods.com, guys. You will not regret it. The car just looks a million times better. Look at that. That's crazy how one item can completely change out. Look at that view, man. It's crazy how this head unit just completely changed the interior on the car. We got Bluetooth, we got music, we got radio, navigation. This thing is fast and responsive, man. Uh-oh, might get copyrighted. People are gonna know I listen to Britney. Boom. Close that up, turn the volume down. This, we have all our apps that we've opened up here. Push this little dumpster down here. Boom, gone. That's still giving you problems, we have a manual reboot right there. Just hit that button and the whole system will turn itself back on. We have Bluetooth, all this crazy stuff. Yeah, it's awesome, man. There's a bunch of features on this thing. You can definitely spend a lot of time customizing it to your liking, but I love it so far, man. Car is finally much more modern now. Next thing we gotta do is swap out this old steering wheel, man. This thing's starting to get old. Alright, let's go ahead and move my access port out of the way for a bit. So one of the main reasons, guys, I went for this head unit is because I need CarPlay, guys. I'm tired of having to look at my phone every time for GPS. I don't want any of those phone holders because they don't hold my phone up right. So the obvious choice was to just go with an aftermarket head unit. And we clicked the little menu there, guys. You'll see this app called CarLink 2.0. You don't need to download any apps on your phone. This will automatically look from my phone. And it should pair. Boom. So here it is, guys. We have our Google Maps here on one side and we have Spotify on the other. Should work off and on the phone here.
Look at that, man. We can go to our set. There should be different ways to lay this out. Okay, so here's my phone apps. Holy crap, dude. I didn't even know I had this feature. Dude, that's pretty cool. Okay, it's not much, but that's still pretty cool that I can pull up my apps. And what else? GPS, Spotify. Let's open Spotify. Look at that, dude. So those other items you saw, like the 4G antenna and the SIM card, all that obviously you could use in your car, but we are not using any of that, guys. You don't need to use all of the aftermarket wiring harnesses. So we open that menu up. We do have other apps here, guys. I mean, this is we have YouTube. This is essentially a phone, but you know, without the service. Unless you put the SIM card in, then you got yourself a full-blown phone. But app stores and whatnot, you can connect to the Wi-Fi, get into that. By the way, that CarPlay, guys, is wireless. It's wireless. The only reason why I have this is if another person needs to charge their phone, or if they want to connect their phone, it'll hook straight up to the Idoing head unit. Let's go back to settings here. So factory, there's a password, general. I mean, guys, it's pretty basic stuff here. F1truckmods.com, guys. This thing is beautiful. Let's just give this a nice little ceremony. Look at that, man. Let's open CarPlay. Oh man, I really had to stretch my foot for that one. 2008 to 2014 Subaru STIs and WRXs. Check it out on f1truckmods.com, guys. Super happy with this upgrade on the car, guys. It was long needed for this car. Hell yeah. See that satisfying part right now. Oh yeah. Oh my gosh, look at that screen, guys. Look at that. Oh, looks like it's gonna rain. Would you guys look at that view? That's a squeaky clutch right there, guys. That's a squeaky